Hi, my name is Sanai, and I happen to be a filmmaker and a proud member of your friendly neighborhood queer population. I live in a really awesome town filled with some fantastically amazing people with a very strong sense of community. Now, what is that town, you ask? It is Missoula, a beautiful place located on the indigenous land of the Salish and Kootenai people, and here in our town we are blessed to have a strong community that looks out for each other with a great abundance of natural beauty, open public spaces, and community building events. In Missoula, we look after our own, and the quality of life in our town reflects that. We have a very high population of veterans who served our country and gave up a part of their lives whom we honor. These men and women who served are our hometown heroes, and the strong and resilient community of Missoula does its best to look after them. Let me introduce you to our town. Montana is home to a thriving veteran community and has one of the highest populations of veteran per capita out of every other state in the U.S. We are proud to have these people as a part of our community. Montana is also blessed with unparalleled natural beauty and open wilderness areas which much of our population openly embrace with a rich outdoorsman culture and a love of game hunting. This leads to a very high percentage of individuals with easy access to firearms in which to engage in sport. Unfortunately, our veterans do not always come home entirely as when they left, and as a result, are also at a much higher risk of depression and suicide. Due to the easy access to firearms and a high population of veterans, we also have one of the highest rates of completion among our veteran population per capita within the United States. The community of Missoula recognized this after an unfortunate tragedy, and a few good people rallied the community to do what they could to bring awareness and to change this. And it all started when a friendly neighborhood postal worker walked into a vet center and connected with the right people who cared. Let's meet Troy, Marine Corps veteran, friendly neighborhood postal worker, Missoula resident, and avid mountain biker.
My name is Troy Lucas. I'm a Marine Corps veteran and also a letter carrier at the Missoula, Montana Post Office. I also work with a Marine Corps combat veteran, and I noticed one day he was having a bad day, which was unusual for him, and I asked him, hey, what's going on? And he told me that he had just lost one of his fellow Marines that he served with. He had just taken his own life. And he said, I just talked to him last week. Seemed like everything was going well, and he had just done a Silkies 22. I said, well, I'm sorry to hear that. So that night, I went home and I researched what a Silkies 22 was. And it's a event started by a Marine Corps captain who had lost one of his fellow Marines to suicide. So he started this event called the Silkies 22, which encompasses carrying 22 kilograms, 22 kilometers for the 22 veterans who take their own life. And I myself did not know the high rate of veteran suicide. So after doing a little research, and I happened to be the mailman for the Veteran Combat Center in Missoula, and I walked in there and Eric was sitting behind the desk. And I said, "Hey Eric, have you ever heard of a Silkies 22? And do we have one here in Montana?" He says, "No, I don't." He said, "No, I don't think we do." I said, "Hey, can we start one here in Montana?" So he took the bull by the horns and got all the legwork done and actually started the VSAP 22. And in Montana, we have one of the highest percentages per capita of veterans. So we also consequently have one of the highest suicide rate of veterans. One last thing. Red Fridays, remember everyone deployed.
This is Eric Kahila, U.S. Marine Corps veteran and one of the founding members of VSAP.
My name is Eric Kahila. I am a Marine Corps veteran. I enlisted out of Montana here in 2001. I served until 2010. When I got out of the service, I had some issues with readjustment, I would say. Transition from military life into civilian life. After quite a few years, I found myself actually receiving quite a bit of help through the VA, and that kind of led me on a path to becoming a social worker, wanting to help other veterans. So in 2015, I moved to Missoula, where I started becoming a work study at the Missoula Vet Center. The Missoula Vet Center is a readjustment counseling center for combat veterans, MST, bereavement counseling. It's a great place that's really affected a lot of people. During that time, I was introduced to a gentleman by the name of Anton Johnson, who's the outreach specialist there, and also one of the founders of Extreme Sports for Veterans, which is an organization that helps veterans by taking them out whitewater rafting, doing just extreme sports, skiing, things like that. Also during this time I met a wonderful individual by the name of Troy. He's the downtown mailman here in Missoula, also a Marine Corps veteran. Tragically, one day he came into the vet center delivering mail and informed us that another veteran had completed suicide, and asked if there was a way to maybe do a memorial run. All this kind of led up to the creation of the Veteran Suicide Awareness and Prevention event in 2015. In 2015, we had the first Veteran Suicide Awareness and Prevention run, half marathon and ruck event. The ruck event was created to memorialize the 20 plus veterans a day who complete suicide in the nation. What that event is people put on 20 kilograms and complete a half marathon. The prizes that we've been giving out for the winners of that event have been rifle safes and pistol safes, and there's been a lot of thought behind that. The firearm ownership in Montana is extremely high, and that's one of the reasons veterans are being lost to suicide is, access to firearms, immediate access to firearms. So the event was created with a lot of support from the University of Montana, the Missoula Vet Center, the Veteran Support Network, the American Legion, the auxiliaries, community support. This event, it impacts a lot of people, helps heal, connects people, hopefully builds some friendships. That is one of the ways to combat suicide. Connecting with other individuals and being able to accept others as they are. There's a lot of disconnect that happens. I think that's out of fear of the unknown, fear of other people. That doesn't have to be the case. That's why events like the Veteran Suicide Awareness and Prevention event are important. Bring people together and build community, so people do not feel isolated, alone, alienated, and can cope with the transition from military life into civilian life more readily.
Let's meet Anton Johnson, the other individual who helped to found the VSAP organization.
So my name is Anton Johnson, and I'm the Veterans Outreach Program Specialist for the Missoula Vet Center. I served in the Army back in 2004 to 2005. I was sent over to Afghanistan to blow up stuff, you could say. When I returned home, I went to the University of Montana to get my degree in social work. After I completed my social work program and a practicum at the Missoula Vet Center, I was fortunate enough to get a job doing outreach to connect veterans with the services we provide here. In that process of doing outreach, I helped found one of the networks that we call the VSN. So the VSN is the Veteran Support Network. It's a group of different organizations to include the Vet Center, the Missoula Job Services, American Legion, the VFW, as well as a plethora of other organizations with the common goal to reach out to veterans in our community and connect them with services. We've been a part of this network for over 6 years now. One of our first things that we decided to do was a community barbecue. It's called the Heroes at Home Barbecue, and we've put it on for the last 6 years now. So the Veteran Suicide Awareness and Prevention Half Marathon, also known as the VSAP, has been going on for the last 4 years. It's a half marathon where you can walk, ruck, or run in a half marathon distance with potentially 45 pounds of weight on, or 22 kilograms. When we started, the suicide rate across the nation was 22 veterans were taking their lives every day. We wanted to highlight some of that information into a community event to raise the awareness and ultimately prevent suicides. This year we were fortunate enough to have over 415 participants, all in the name of veteran suicide and awareness.
Bright and early in the morning, when the sunlight comes upon me, I'ma walk on the path that I was made for. Not a sound in the air, no one around to give a care. I'ma walk on the path that I was made for. look around my room, find a missing fork and spoon. Need to begin on the path that I was made for. Gonna look myself in the mirror, wipe off the steam to see it clear and say, gotta begin on the path that I was made for. What's gonna stand in my way? Who's gonna tell me that I'm doing wrong? Where's my motivation been all this time? What's kept me from it for so long? Gonna look for my lost keys, gonna pay the late fees. Need to begin on the path that I was made for. Apologize to my dad, I'll be the son he never had. Gotta begin on the path that I was made for. What's gonna stand in my way? Who's gonna tell me that I'm doing wrong? Where's my motivation been all this time? What's kept me from it for so long? And I don't need you to tell me how to live my life. I don't need you to bring me down. I'm on my way to live a life without you, my friend. Oh, this time, I'm gonna come around. Bright and early in the morning, when the sunlight comes upon me, I'ma walk on the path that I was made for. What's gonna stand in my way? Who's gonna tell me that I'm doing wrong? Oh. Where's my motivation been all this time? What's kept me from it for so long?